it strange that this is it coming up for you? Have you thought about that, about the end of your college career?
Yeah, I have. It's kind of, I don't know, like the cliche, like people say, go by at the blink of an eye, snap of a finger, something like that. You look up, one day you're a freshman, the next day you giving advice to like younger guys coming in and stuff on your way out. So, yeah, it did kind of fly by.
What does freshman Hasaan from senior Hasaan look at freshman? Is it the growth? Has it been what you thought and the experience, what you thought?
Yeah, I enjoyed it because all through the process I learned a lot of things about myself that would make me better just as a man, not even a football player, learning how to be on my own, take care of myself, be there for my teammates, be that shoulder they can lean on sometimes. Sometimes I got to give 120%, while the days where I can't, they got to pick me up. So just learning how to be there, you know what I'm saying, and be a real team worker, just outside of sport, just in anything, any aspect, learning how to deal with people from all different walks of life. So I enjoyed it.
How would you describe your current season, yours?
Me personally, I don't feel like I did a lot of things that I hope to do, but like I said, I got 2 more opportunities to go out there, and hopefully with those 2 opportunities, we earn a 3rd game, which is a bowl game. So for me to put it on tape that I am the type of football player that I think I am will give me the best shot at accomplishing my dreams.
What have you not been able to achieve?
Just me personally, I just had to. I was just doing my best to be a team player this year because we dealt with a lot of injuries and stuff. So I came into this season thinking that I was just going to play linebacker because that's what I changed my position for. But then I had to take a step back and go back to playing DB and stuff, you know what I'm saying, to help out my team. So I don't really regret anything like that because at the end of the day, it's a reason for everything that goes on. So,
It's about the team, but do you think that sort of having to move back, it throws things out of whack a little bit, the rhythm. You thought you were going to be one place, but then you're going. You think maybe did that hold you back a little bit, or did it not hold you back, but maybe not give you the type of season that you wanted just because you didn't maybe know your role?
No, I think it was just a test for me, because you see how much I can learn on the fly, how many changes that I'm willing to make to show my versatility as a football player. So, like I said, I don't really look at it like a negative thing, anything like that. I feel like it does a big for me to show like it's a guy that's willing to do whatever he can to make sure that the other guys in the locker room, and as well as himself, are in good position to win games.
So did you have every player seems to have a moment in college that it's like their impact moment or something, or just made them feel like, okay, this is what it was about. Was there one of those for you?
Yeah, I think when we played Auburn in our bowl game, I had a pretty good game. So it just, I don't know, I guess it was just a pat on my back and a confidence boost to let me know like I can compete with anybody on any level.
Were you, I'm trying to remember, you were on a preseason list. Have you accepted anything, or are you doing?
Yeah, I haven't accepted anything. I'm just still trying to make sure I finish the season strong.
What do you, after the season, is it you get ready for a pro day, that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you have goals to want to play
Yes,
somewhere next level.
Yes, sir.
Where have you improved on in the last year?
I think I was just, as far as like football, I think personally with football, I became more of a versatile player. I enhanced my IQ as a football player, being able to learn different positions, things like that. And especially moving the linebacker, it helped me understand like how fronts work, how D-line, what they're thinking, what's going on in the mind frame of people in the trenches. So moving back, it makes me even, I feel like better in the run game and stuff because I already know where like the soft spots are and stuff like that just to fill those gaps.
Okay, so what about not football-wise? How'd you improve there?
I think I took big steps from fatherhood, like, I don't know, man. It was a lot for me at first, trying to balance football and everything, but at the end of the day, just learning that no matter what I do in the football field, I'm still a good dad at the end of the day, and all they want from me is my best, so I think that's really what I can, yeah, I got 2 daughters, yeah.
How old?
3 and 4. She's about to turn 5 next month, though. Yeah.
When you leave here, there haven't been very many 3-time captains. That's something that you hold your hat on, that you were voted,
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah, it wasn't anything like that. It was like a goal or anything like that. It was just, I feel like God just bought into the fact, like, I mean what I say, and like, I'm trying to do the best that I can every day to make it better than my yesterday was for you guys. And like, I'm a selfless person, you know, I was just raised that way. You know what I'm saying? If I could lend a hand, if I got a shirt, I could give somebody anything like that, I'm trying to do it. So I think God just drew into like how genuine I am. And I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, sound cocky or anything like that. That's just the way I was raised. That's a testament to my mom and dad.
You think about, I mean, you didn't start here. You came from Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, you lived here, but you've been to Colorado for what that journey's been like for you, that, you know, the decision you made to transfer, you know, that's part of who you became, you know, when you were here. What, do you remember just that decision? And
Yeah, I don't know how many people know. Like, once I transferred from Colorado, I had like plenty of schools that gave me like scholarships and stuff. I just wanted to come back home. And actually at the time, like, we didn't have any more scholarship offers to give, so I just made the decision to walk on. So that whole first year, like when we were on like scout team with Marcus Jones and all them, like I was a walk on. And then like I was just blessed with the opportunity to receive a scholarship. So through all of that, it just taught me like how to dust myself off, get up and be accountable for any mistake that I made, anything like that. So like I said, I'm just more than grateful for it.
you remember, I remember, I guess the first year, Dana would always talk about the scout team was probably one of the greatest assemble of talent, because I mean, there were a lot of Power 5 guys
Yeah.
in the market. You remember just being on that scout team, how good it was, and how a lot of those guys eventually, y'all all became starters or big contributors to this team.
Yeah, I think I'm probably like one of the only guys to say like we went through scout team like having fun, you know? Like that's just the approach we took to it. We kind of all pissed off that we couldn't play football that year. So like we're just gonna make it a game day for the offense every day at practice. And that just ultimately made us better football players going against guys like Speedy, Clayton Toon. You got Kyle that was running the ball and all that. So like that just made us all better. So at the end of the day, I feel like it helped us and it helped the offense.
In your time here for football, but there's been some tough moments, and you know, not on the field, but you know, like this past weekend when stuff happened with the 3 former players. Dana was saying once a coup, always a coup.
Yeah.
I mean, is that, even though you maybe don't know guys, never work, I mean, does that hit y'all? You know, when you lose, you know, a brother from, you know, another time here.
Yeah, most definitely. Like it's a tragic incident dealing with like all the guys that passed away, but just personally, like DJ Hayden, me and him worked out a lot with like LJ Performance and like other guys, DB groups and stuff. Like we meet up in Houston and just work out together. So like, I got his phone, had his phone number in my phone. He'd text me and stuff, and just out the blue checking on me and stuff like that. So like, as far as like that brotherhood, it is a real thing. Like that was a guy that took pride in like being able to give advice and just tweak any little game aspect he could to make you a better football player. So. That was probably like the first time where like somebody outside of my family passed away, and like I had to kind of like take a moment, like dang, like you know what I'm saying, they gone and stuff. And then like recently, just finding out last night, DJ's girlfriend was actually like one of my cousins. Like I didn't even know it. Like my mom told me that, so it was just crazy, like how the world works and stuff. But
to have a guy like that who went
yeah.
to the NFL, you know,
Set a good example from the same neighborhood, Missouri City, Texas, all those things. So I don't know, it just kind of show you like. You're not on your time, we all on borrowed time, so just make sure every day you can do the best you can to show everybody around you that you love them, because you never know when it's their last time seeing them.
Are most city guys different? Because you guys hang around. I mean, you look at those 3 guys, they stayed together throughout the year. It seems like out there, that school district and stuff, y'all are so tight-knit, y'all are close, that y'all sort of form that bond that lasts. I
kind of think that's just because, like, when you're in the inner city, there's a lot more things to do. Like, you're closer to a lot of things. But when you, like, on that 288, that 2234, like, it ain't really much to do but just hang out, play football, be around your guys all the time. So I think that's a testament to, like, why guys are so close with each other, you know.
Right now, what is your plan? Or was it, like Dana said, you know, we all have a clock on us? Was that kind of what the decision was?
Pretty well. I've sort of been stewing over it most of the year, obviously, because I still have that extra year of eligibility. But then I was just speaking with my family over the last sort of couple of weeks, and my wife Emma as well, just sort of seeing what the best process would be, and more just looking towards the future, where my entire goal coming over here was getting my degree, and I should graduate next month, get my degree, and that was the biggest, obviously, that was the main plan to get over here. So I've sort of, as I said, speaking with family, speaking with my wife Emma, she's pretty much put her life on hold for pretty much 4 years, really trying to support me along this journey. So I was like, probably be time for me to done. I'll get the degree which I need, which I wanted, which was the plan, and that was more the I guess tipping it over the edge, being like, that's what I wanted to do, and I'll complete that goal of mine and get out of there.
What's the degree in?
So I'm doing sports administration.
Okay. So is the plan right now, you walk and then you get on a plane and go back home, or do you want to sort of still work out and try pro day, that kind of stuff?
So what it'll looks like at the moment, depending on, hopefully we can win the final 2 games, get a bowl game. That's the main plan. At this stage, I'll walk, hopefully get home for Christmas, because I haven't been home for Christmas in, the whole time, 4 years, the whole time I've been here. So it'd be nice to get home for Christmas, and then I'll look at trying to get back maybe sort of that February, March next year to start working out properly for the pro day. I'll definitely be back around that sort of time to participate in the pro day, yes.
When did you get married? Was it last year?
2022, so it's a year and a half ago, roughly.
Yeah. So when you came to U of H, were you two already together?
Yes, so we've been together for, maybe we don't print this, I think it's 12 years, I think. Long time. So we got engaged just before I came over in 2020, and then, got married May 2022.
And she's never lived over here?
She was over here, so she came over with me at the start of 2020, was here till the end of 21. Just due to COVID, with Australia's borders, we couldn't get back and things like that. So she was here till the end of 2021, so she got to see the Birmingham Bowl, all that sort of stuff. She went home for the entire 2022 season. So I was pretty much over here by myself all last year. And then she's managed to get back for this last 6 months now. So she's managed to see the last final games, my career.
You really took her to the site that you took her to Birmingham.
That's what I know, between Birmingham and Shreveport bowl game last year, she's really seen all of the quality parts of America, I think.
Jack Martin was telling us about how he and I think Jacob Garza and you lived together.
Gavin Gately,
with your wife.
Yes, yeah.
How does she handle being like a mom?
It was like, it's tough for her, because it's, you obviously got 3 boys in there. We're all, I guess, playing football, we're very competitive. So a lot of times she just has to try to calm us down a lot, because if we're playing Madden or something on the Xbox, we'll get pretty fired up. But she's pretty good. She's really helps me along the way and keeps the boys, I guess, grounded, because we do get pretty out there and pretty into what we sort of do. And also I guess it's a nice little escape for all of us, just because with football being so full on, you need somebody that's like, because she doesn't really, like I was still learning the rules and things like that. So she's a very neutral aspect of it that likes to even us all out. So, but I did see that Jack mentioned she's more of the mum of the group, which I don't know if she's happy with just yet, but she definitely looks after most of us,
There's long distance relationship, and then there's long How that dynamic, you're here getting your degree, you're working on school, but you're also playing football. How does that fit into the whole puzzle? So as she had to go home for the 2022 season, that was pretty tough, obviously, for me, because it would be, say, I'll be getting up at 7 a.m. for workouts, which would be 8 or 9 p.m. for her. So like by the time I finish workout, she's gone to bed. I'll then study and practice all day, and then she wakes up roughly our 5 p.m. here, which would be roughly 6, 7 a.m. over there. But then she was going to work, so then at my night time, she's at work. So it was hard to allocate times to try to FaceTime and
things like that. So it got pretty tough, I guess, all of like 2022 season. But now, looking back at it, it's like obviously I've got a great experience and we've come out the other end unscathed at the moment. Anyway, yeah.
Now she handled all the wedding stuff, and you just basically got on the plane and went back.
In my wedding speech, I actually said if all the boys at the wedding wanted to get married, the best way to plan it is live on the other side of the country, so you don't actually see what happens. You roll up and you're as surprised as anyone when you get there. So yeah, she pretty much did everything. We before she went back in 2021, we sort of picked a venue, so I was involved in that side of it. But then I pretty much rolled up and said I do, and had a few beers.
Let's go to the wedding.
No, we were trying to get a few of the boys down there, but it's just pretty. It was a couple $1,000.
NIL written off.
I know that would have been.
Could have party plane.
Yeah, it would have been cool to organise some sort of flight over there, get all the boys over. But yeah, it was that between the costing of it and some of the boys were a bit scared about the 20-odd hour
Did you
travel.
have some time over there, Lee?
Yeah, so we got a little bit for the wedding, so I got roughly 3 weeks. So we got married on the 20th, and then we got a little bit of time. I probably only got about 8 days married together, and then I flew back to pretty much get. Yeah, so she stayed for all of last year until May this year. She came back.
What does she do?
So she's actually a lawyer back home. So she's a qualified lawyer. Yeah, I know. It's nice to have in your back pocket.
It's your agent, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the only issue with bringing her over here is America doesn't recognise foreign lawyers and things like that. So that's been the struggle trying to find her any sort of work over here. But yeah, I'll take it.
Her name was Anne-Marie?
Emma.
Yep. E-M-M-A?
Yep.
So you have a platform. This is your opportunity for an advertisement for Pro Kick. So
Yes.
Dana's joking that, hey, we're going to what that whole process. I mean, we've seen Dane do it. Now it produces results. I mean, you guys don't just come over here just to kick the ball. You have impacts.
Yeah.
What that process going through them and knowing that.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. When I first started, Pro Kick would have been 2018, 2019, and back then I didn't know too much about it at that point because I was still trying to play Australian football professionally. And then once finding out we've got, I think it's about 70 Australians in college football at the moment, and I think we've got 7 or 8 in the NFL now. So the whole process goes pretty quick. I think me being a little bit older, they were trying to pump me through the system and get me over as quick as I can. And they do amazing work, what they do over there. It's just adapting our Australian football side to just a little bit of few tweaks with the American football. But they're amazing what they do. The biggest thing that they have is the connections. Like, because you could obviously try to do it all yourself, come over and go to school, but they know probably 100 odd coaches or whatever it is over here. So the whole system that they've got now, especially I probably got in at the early end of it, whereas like the program now, I think I saw a video the other day, there's like 40 or 50 kids in Pro Kick at the moment, so we're trying to pump a few more out. So I spoke with the boys back home probably a couple of days ago about my decision, and I was like, yeah, can you try to get somebody ready, because I want to keep the Australian Houston connection alive as much as I can.
And it's Perth that you get?
Yeah, Perth, Australia, yep.
The $1 million question, because we always went, how old are you? Like,
So I'm 29.
when do you turn 30?
30 in March next year.
Okay. So you, I mean, you know how athletics and stuff go. But I guess as punter, maybe the clock extends a little bit more, so to speak. I mean, do you feel like give this a good run and see? Is it just NFL, or would you like to? Can you play elsewhere? Would you do CFL?
Yeah, I've been looking at a few things. Initially, I was a little bit worried about the age thing. That's just a normal people are going to talk about. But then last year with another guy that's from Lou Headley, who's just signed with New Orleans Saints, me and him are from the same hometown. So we're both from Perth, but Mandurah, Australia. And when I saw that he actually signed with the Saints, so he's 31, I think. So he's a rookie, obviously, this year. So when I saw that he went, I was like, well, that sort of opens the door that you can't really use age as an excuse to not give me a chance, I guess you can say. But yeah, as you said, with punting, it's not super strenuous on the body. So I reckon the clock does go a little bit longer. So yeah, most definitely I would love to obviously give it a crack and see how it all pans out. And at this stage, talking through a few things, I might maybe look at the CFL if I want to sort of see how that one goes, because I know that competition's getting a lot more competitive and bigger as it is now. And but yeah, I'll definitely try my best. And yeah, if they use age as an excuse, I'll sort of be like, oh.
There's a punter that was here at U of H. He's in his almost 10th year in the CFL, Richie Leone.
Oh, I've heard of, yeah. I don't know too much about him.
Conference, great guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's been 4-time All-Pro over there. So.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
okay.
Extend your career quite a bit.
Yeah, you can keep going around.
But whether, regardless if you're 31 or 23, it all comes down to results. So
yeah.
How do you feel like from when you got here to leaving and having to learn the American game? How do you feel like you came out of it?
I think just obviously started off a little bit slow, as you do, because I'd never played the game early on. And then my biggest thing was, I guess, getting used to, I think it's Texas football. And I didn't realise the magnitude that it was when I first came over. So things like, I think it was like my first or second game, I think I ended up having one that came off the side of the boot and wasn't very good. And then you get a few things online, and there's a couple of like death threats and things came through and things like that, and you're like, wow, this is Texas football. And that sort of put me, I guess, coming out the other side now, and it's like the last couple of years I've been a lot more consistent, and that was the biggest thing I had to improve on, was obviously never playing the game. I had to learn it all, and then just being consistent, because with punting, that's all you can really do. It's like, yes, you can kick a 60-yard ball, but if it's in the wrong spot or if you put it in the incorrect area, it's like it can be a detriment to the team. So it was mainly just being the consistency over the years. And I feel like my last sort of couple of years, I've really improved on that compared to the early few years that I was here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how I've gone definitely the last couple of years, yeah.
Trying to think the words from you. Was it liquid gold in terms of what you tried, the food queso?
Oh yes,
So
yeah.
when you leave here, you got that out of your system. Is there something, because we always had to hear about Vegemite.
Yeah, I was going to say Vegemite, yeah.
But what's been the, what are you gonna miss from Texas if you don't?
It's definitely the biggest one, especially Houston, I guess, is just like a nice street taco. Whereas back home, it's like we don't really do a lot of Mexican stuff. We get a lot of Asian from obviously Indonesia and things like that. So I'm hoping to find, or even if I can maybe perfect making my own sort of street tacos, which is, I don't think I'll be very good at it, but I'll give it a whirl. So that's probably the biggest one I'll probably miss, just because, especially Houston's a great multicultural, diverse area, and they have a lot of food. So I'll try my best to give that a whirl. But yeah, that's probably the biggest one that I'll miss later on.
You do know you're going to have to find someone to cook on Thursdays now.
I know. I'm missing out on the old Thursday night dinners. I hope the specialists can continue those on, because it's been a good tradition for us now, especially this year, because we had a pretty new group come in. It's just good to get to know the kids outside of football, just because it's pretty high intensity area. So it was nice to get the boys out and just out of our comfort zone and just get them to relax and have a few snacks and stuff with the boys.
You'll have to find you a Scott Street in Perth.
Yeah, I might have to see if I can start something and help out the boys and maybe get something rolling, and we'll get it all sorted there.
How would you describe your last year, having gone to Akron and coming back to kind of the same guys but different coach? Mm-hmm. How's that been like?
Oh, it's been a miracle. It's been a miracle. Yeah, I mean, my time at Akron was good. I learned a lot of different things, being a whole new state by myself, with no friends, no family, no fiance. And I knew I wasn't going to end my career up there, and I knew I was going to grad transfer after I got to graduate up there. And then Jack texted me. He was like, "Hey, like, do you want me to introduce you? Do you want me to bring up like your name to our new offensive line coach?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." Like, didn't know that would be like a real thing that was going to happen. And then I got a call from Coach Holgerson, and he wanted me back. And I was like, absolutely. It just came full circle. I was like, there's no place I'd rather be than here. And it was heartbreaking leaving the first time. So getting a chance to come back and finish out here is just all I could have ever hoped for.
What was that call like with Dana?
Well, I was at a baseball game, and I got a random call. It was Coach Hogue.
Like in Cleveland?
Yeah, I was up at Akron.
Okay.
Yeah, I was up at Akron, and I got a call there, and it was just exciting. He was happy I was willing to come back, and we kind of talked about the past and everything, and said some kind words to each other, and kind of got rid of all the, because I feel like my biggest thing coming back was I didn't want it to be awkward. I didn't want people to understand the reasons why I left were, I left because of the old coach that was here, Coach Jones, and when he was gone, there was no other reason why I wouldn't want to be here, because it's one of the best coaching staffs I've ever been a part of, best strength staff I've ever been a part of, and now Coach DeGavi is the best offensive line coach I've ever had. So, it all worked out pretty well.
Did you have to get over that, so to speak, with Coach Jones and knowing that you're coming back to the head coach that was here when he was that an obstacle, or did you just okay, I talked to you, Coach Holson, everything's good, I heard what I needed to hear. Yeah,
I knew that me and Coach Holgerson we're fine. We're fine. He's definitely not that talkative a guy, which I can agree with. I'm kind of the same way, and but I think it was more just with the players. It was kind of awkward, being back in a place I was, but now it's 2 years later, and now I'm a senior. It's my last year, but I'm also the new guy, but I've also been there for a while, and the team's completely different. There's only a handful of guys that are still here that were here in 2021. So, but after a month working out with the guys, it kind of meshed and it was normal.
For you though, this program is always, it's been different for you just because of the history, a legacy, and your dad. Did that make it a little bit easier that if you weren't going to be at Akron for the end, it was probably going to be Houston or nowhere probably, it's just because of the history?
Yeah, that's why it was so heartbreaking leaving. It's I always imagined ending my career here, getting that senior night where my parents can come on the field and take that photo. That's always been my vision for how my career in college is going to end. So whenever I transferred, it was crap, I don't know what life's going to look like now. It's I always thought that was going to be it, ever since I was a kid, so I'm glad I get to do it because it definitely means a lot to my family, and having them be University of Houston fans again, getting their tickets back, and it's been a lot of fun this year. It's definitely been worth it.
Does your dad share much with you just in terms of, just maybe the history? And there's been ups and downs from when he played to now you.
Oh yeah, he shares.
Conference changes and just sort of as a father son, do y'all kind of look at being part of two totally different eras. Of the program? Yeah,
absolutely. And we all went to U of H games together growing up. I remember the old stadium, and I definitely cherish those days. But growing up, you would always tell me the history behind it. It's hey, they didn't want us to go Power 5. They kept us out of it. One year in 2023, 2022, there's going to be some talk of conference realignment, and even when I was in high school, it's well, you might be gone by then, but there's a chance that you could still be there. You may get hurt or something. And then COVID happened, and then I ended up being part of the first season back in Power 5, which is pretty cool because I've always known the history behind it my entire life. So whenever Coach Hull was telling the teammates the history behind this game or behind this season, it's yeah, I definitely get it. I definitely get the atmosphere that the whole city has been wanting this for a while.
So when you go to Waco a couple weeks ago and you walk in there, you got it. You understood what it was.
Yeah, I knew how important it was. That's for sure. And I still had the bad taste in my mouth from the 2020 season. Because, that definitely hurt when they canceled on us.
You said DeGavi's the best offensive line coach you played for.
Mm-hmm.
What makes him that?
He sets a good environment. I feel in the past, kind of walking on eggshells, walking to a meeting room, negative, bad energy. But he always shows up with his best to come to work, and he's not the guy that, tries to make you feel really bad just to hope that you start playing better. He's definitely not that kind of guy. And it really feels like his door is always open. That like if you have some issue with him or with what's going on or just want to talk, like you can actually go and talk to him. Like he's a genuine good guy. And that just helps. That helps so much. And and he's from Houston. So.
How has he helped you technique-wise, like become a better player?
Become a better player? Yeah, I think just with the environment he sets, I can come in and work and not have to worry about, stuff that doesn't have to do with football. And yeah, I definitely think he's made me a better player because for one, this is the first time I've ever had to be like a backup center before. So it's cool that he saw that I can play like more, I can have a bigger role in the team and be backup to like multiple different positions. And just getting reps at center is something I'd never done in football before. So that's been good to get coached up in a different spot.
Have you learned at center? What do you enjoy about that?
Well, I enjoy just getting to touch football for once in my football career, which has been cool. You get to wear a little towel, and it helps playing at guard a lot better because you get to actually understand what the center has to deal with and has to call and is looking at. Definitely makes you appreciate your center better when you're playing guard and just thinking quicker, because like when I first started playing center, then you have the realizations like, crap, I really do rely on the center a lot to make calls and not have to think that much when I'm just lining up to the ball. Because at center, it's like you got to tell everyone else what's going on. So you got to be on it.
The next wave of O-linemen here, is there anyone we should keep an eye on, or guys that you guys know in your 1 year here that maybe like Pancake, guys like that?
Yeah, definitely Demetrius. Yeah, definitely Pancake. Also Caden Bowie. He's already stronger than me. He's a freshman. He's gonna be pretty good. I think KJ's gonna take a couple years to develop. Carson Jones, but I think definitely those guys. Dave and Jalen, they're very solid tackles. I think they have a bright future.
When's the wedding?
January 14th.
So a couple of months.
2 months from today.
Wow.
Yeah. Coming up.
You excited?
I'm very excited. I just had my cousin got married Sunday. So it was like kind of the last wedding before I'm up. And everybody there was like, you're next. I was like, I know.
So I was going to ask what's the plan, but are you going into married life now, or do you still want to participate in pro day, that kind of stuff, or what do you think is going to?
Yeah, I think just kind of with how the past couple of years have gone in college football, just not playing 2021 season. I tore my calf that summer. I had a concussion before that, going into that season. Lost my starting spot, didn't play that whole season. Having to go to Akron, coming back. There's been a lot of ups and downs. And then this season, put a lot of work into it, still not getting to play that much. I'm definitely looking forward to the next chapter and being done with football. And it's definitely been a bittersweet decision, but I'm definitely looking forward ahead at what's to come.
When do you graduate?
I graduated at
Akron. You already graduated, so you've got, what was that degree in?
So I was at the Hilton College here, and transfer actually made graduating easier because at the Hilton College you had to get a certain amount of work hours and internship hours. That would have pushed my graduation back. So when I transferred, a ton of schools said no because of my academics. Like the Hilton College is such a specialized school that those credits don't transfer to many other hospitality majors. So a ton of schools weren't able to transfer enough credits for me to be eligible because you had to have that 80% for your fifth year. But Akron was able to make it work. It's like a general education major for adults going back to college, and it's called organizational supervision. And I don't know what it really means, but I graduated.
It literally was you at your bust.
Yeah.
With the way things transferred.
Yeah, it definitely worked out.
What's her name, if you don't mind?
Caitlin Burnman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she started working at Memorial Hermann a couple weeks ago. She's a pediatric ICU nurse. Super smart.
Man, between you, Laine,
I got
the
lucky.
lawyer, and you, y'all did all right.
Definitely lucked out. That's for sure.
Good for y'all.
What's the next step for you?
Next step, get married. But after that, recently I've been thinking about becoming a pilot. And so I've been kind of getting excited about that. I'll probably start that next year after I get married. But yeah, done with football. It's been a long ride, 6 years. It's been a whole long ride.